Hi, hello, how are ya? Today I want to share 5 prompts I completed in Create This Book Too by Moriah Elizabeth using stamps. In this first layout, the prompt says, create additions, add to these circles. In my mind, the spacing and different sizes of these circles said planet/galaxy to me. And for some reason, I thought, why not try watercolor in the book, using the thin paper that comes in it? Why didn't I listen to Moriah Elizabeth and use a separate piece of paper? I don't know. After my failed attempt at watercolor, I was feeling kinda down, but I was not about to give up. I grabbed my Distress Mini ink cubes and went to town. I was still determined to create a galaxy, so I blended some blue, purple, and black. The paper was still wet from having tried watercolor, so my blending was super splotchy. But that's okay. I actually think the splotchiness adds to the galaxy effect. After letting the ink dry a little bit, I splattered white acrylic paint to represent the stars of my galaxy. That's when it really came together, I think. After my blending though, the prompt had disappeared, so I went in with my silver metallic zebra brush pen and wrote in create additions. I didn't bother with the bottom little instructions. After that, I created my galaxy scene. I used my Prismacolor pencils and Posca pens to color in the planets. For my stamped images, I used my Copic alcohol markers. When I was laying down the color though for the background, I kind of wish I had been a little bit more careful. I colored 3 of the circles in. I had kind of assumed that my Prismacolor pencils would be opaque enough to cover it, but it wasn't. So what I did is I grabbed my Posca marker and I colored in 2 of the circles in white, and then I went over it. For the orangey yellow planet, I probably should have done that too so the colors would pop more, but I didn't. I lived and I learned, I guess. I imagine these planets were in close proximity to each other and the astronauts were having tons of fun jumping from one planet to the next. Kind of like a jumpy house. In the end, my layout totally came out just the way I wanted it to. I'm so happy with how it looks. I love the vibrant colors of the planets and the astronaut suits too. The next prompt was on pages 48 and 49, and it said, create a status. The status I was supposed to create was how I was feeling, and in that moment, I was feeling really happy and thankful for all the good in my life. Not to get all cheesy on you, but I really do have a lot to be thankful for in my life. So I went through my stamps and looked for a set that would embody just how I felt. And I found the perfect one, cute unicorns. And to go with those unicorns, I knew I wanted to have a rainbow in the background, but not a bright one. I wanted soft colors that would look and feel cute, just like the fluffy feelings I was having. So I chose pastel Prismacolors. I kind of wish I would have blended the colors together, but I guess that'll have to be something for another time. Look at these adorable unicorns. They're so perfect to show how I was feeling. I really like how the colorful manes came out, and the clouds too. I really like how I just outlined them in light blue. It came out so pretty. For my status, I didn't want to be generic and just put happy or thankful, so instead I put magical, because that goes with the stamps, plus it matches my thoughts and feelings at the time. For my next layout, I didn't exactly use stamps. Dun dun dun! But it's still related to stamps. I used dies instead. I have this die set that cuts out tiny people in tiny clothes for them. I love, love, love this die set. The prompt is on pages 50 and 51 and it says, create a character. Fill out the following blanks at random or ask a friend to fill them for you. I filled them in for myself. For the adjective, I filled in funny. For the color, I said rainbow. And for animal, I put panther. Since I had my tiny person picked out already, I sort of imagined what kind of person she might be. Then I started imagining what kind of person she'd be if she was my friend. Then I started drawing. I imagined a friend that would love movies, action movies in particular, and she'd love thrifting. We'd spend hours hopping from thrift store to thrift store, plus she'd have a great eye for fashion. And she'd be one of those people who can't choose just one color to be her favorite because she loves all of them so much. What do you think of my tiny friend? I don't have a name for her yet, but if you can think of one, put it in the comments and maybe we can come up with a name together. I don't know if you're much of a thrifter, but I am, obviously. This is the kind of friend that I would want, but I totally messed up on the Goodwill logo. The little face is actually supposed to be white, and where I left it white, it's supposed to be blue. Oops, I still get the point across though. And I was gonna fill in the letters, but they were looking kind of funky, so I just left them empty block letters. This layout makes me so happy. It's some of my favorite things, so I kind of feel like I created a little character that's kind of me. The next prompt was a lot of fun. It said to create a mini book and gave instructions on how to do this using page 53. Unfortunately, I didn't use a sheet of paper to protect the next page while creating a character, and my Copic markers bled through. But I just went with the flow and used it anyway. I suppose I could have cut a separate piece of paper, but I didn't even think about it at the time. So I cut out the rectangles and folded them in half at the gray line and stuck all the pages together using some glue. The stamps that I used for my mini book actually came from the Dollar Tree. I was so excited to find stamps at the Dollar Tree, but I've only actually ever found one other set, and I've already used it in one of my Create This Book Too using stamps episodes. The prompt I used it for was to create beauty out of ugliness. I'll make sure and link it in the iCard so you can check it out if you haven't watched it already. Okay, back to my mini book. As you can see, I named the book My Favorite Hobbies by Llama Llama. Of course, I gave it a cover plus a cover page. Then I added my stamped images to illustrate what Llama Llama's favorite hobbies are. There really are only two hobbies she dedicates most of her time to, and those are dancing and napping. Technically, these images aren't all of the same llama, but I colored her in the same colors on every page. So even if her outfit changes and she looks a little different on every page, she sort of looks the same because of the color scheme. She's kind of like a cartoon character that wears the same outfit every day, but instead she wears the same colors every day. This mini book turned out so cute. It looked really small in my hands, but after I stuck it into Moriah Elizabeth's Create This Book Too, it looked tiny. What do you think of my tiny mini book? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and by the way, if you're enjoying this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please give me a huge thumbs up and consider subscribing. I upload videos just like this one every Monday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. To color in my mini book, I used my Prismacolor pencils, and I stuck to just coloring my llama images because the book is really small. I have to admit that the Copic marker that bled through takes away from the clean look of my little book, but realistically, I think the mess up will make me smile when I'm all done with this Create This Book Too. Hopefully, I'll remember for next time to use a sheet of paper in between my pages. It's okay though. I still had a lot of fun making this tiny book, and when my wife saw it, all she really focused on was how cute it was. So if anyone asks, it was an intentional design element. Shh, don't tell anyone. Only you and I will ever know. So my mini book reads, My Favorite Hobbies by Llama Llama. And then the cover page again says My Favorite Hobbies. And the book goes like this. Hi, my name is Llama. I love to dance. And I love to nap. And that's it. It's a really short book, but I still love it. And I think it came out so adorable. If I had had more llama images, I probably would have made the book a little bit longer. I actually stuck 2 of the pages together because I only had 3 llama images. And now that I'm editing, I think I could have actually added a little bit of a background to kind of hide the Copic marker. Maybe I'll go back and do it. I don't know. Now that it's done though, I kind of appreciate the mistake and I kind of want to leave it. Maybe Miss Llama Llama is just dancing and napping through the rainbow. That sounds kind of cute. the next prompt on page 57, it says create drips. Page 57! I honestly can't believe I'm already on page 57. This series has flown by for me, and I've been having so much fun. Okay, let's get to the prompt. For this page, I wanted it to look like it was set in a shower with water dripping from above with little dots of steam. For the stamp set, I chose this super cute set with bathing ducks. I know the bath is tiny and the shower droplets are really big in comparison, but I really don't think that bathing ducks in a bathtub give off realism, so it's fine. I used my Tombow dual brush pens for this prompt, and I think I need more practice with these markers. From what I saw online, they have really good reviews and people really like them, but I haven't been using them very much, and they seem to be streaky to me. But I guess that makes sense since they're water-based. They're not going to be like an alcohol marker, which blends out really nicely. I still think my brown little ducks are quite charming. I could have made it look like feathers in a way. Maybe I'll try that next time. This prompt went by pretty fast. And that's all for today. Hope you had fun and maybe even feel inspired to create for yourself. See you next time. Bye!